Все, просто начинать. Да.
Да, давай презентацию мы запустим.
Уже сразу с презентации начинаем?
Ну, наверное, да.
Пончики? Mana buni oknoga olib qo'yib prezentatsiyani chiqarib beraylik. Все?
Hi,
Да,
nice
все,
to meet
все.
you all. Thank you for coming this weekend. I'm very glad to see you beautiful ladies in here interested in such a tech topic, how to start in data science. And I want to say a few words about me. Please, next slide. My name is Elena, and now I'm working for KPMG as a IT project manager. I have a degree in data science, master of data science, and also I have a degree in philosophy. Now I'm learning my degree in philosophy, and somehow it seems strange that you are having good degrees in humanitarian and mathematics, but I have to say that it's very close and narrow. And as I know, you are studying languages here. And it was interesting to me to understand that programming languages are also languages, and that you may deal with them as you deal with the language to understand. Because everybody used to say that technical programming is not a lady stuff, and it's very difficult to start with IT if you are studying languages, if you are in linguistics. No, it's another language you can deal with. Also, I work as a mentor in the Women in Tech community, and as you know, tomorrow will be the announcement of the award Women in Tech Uzbekistan, and also I'm a participant in Women in Tech Uzbekistan IT community. Also, I try to launch startup during Timo's program, and I highly recommend you also to participate in this. As I see now, there are a lot of opportunities in Uzbekistan for ladies to start in IT. So as I know, you're interested in IT and you want to make some steps forward. Am I right? Yes? Yes? Great. So let's talk a few about dreams. And have you ever dreamed to be an astronaut? Yes or not? And what were your dream profession when you were young? What do you want to become? Great. Any other? Girls? Maybe teacher, maybe, I don't know. I wanted to be a supermodel first. And then I wanted to work in UN, and then I wanted to be a journalist to work in newspaper, and then there were a lot of dreams. And when I were young, just next slide, and when I were in my high school, I used to plan my career like this. So I will study very well. I will do a lot of stuff. I will have a grade anywhere. Then I enter the university. I finish my university, get my job, get promoted, and then I succeed. Something like this, yes? I think you think about your career something like this also. And also there are some relatives and friends who say that you have to start your career, you have to understand what you are going to do all your life, and please understand what will be your career for the entire life, and something like that. And you think that it will be straightforward. You will do your best, and then you succeed, yes? But things happen not just like this. It really goes something like this. You have a lot of rise and falls. You have a lot of problems. You have to change your career. You have to change even your country. You have to change everything. And only then, only when you overcome all this, you may succeed. Tell me about me. I started my study in an international faculty, international department. I studied Caspian. And then I thought that my childish dream will come true. I worked for UNESCO for some time, and it seems that things just happened and I will succeed. No way. Life changed. I gave birth to my first child, and it was I have no opportunity to commit it with my career because international career needs a lot of traveling, needs a lot of time. And then I decided to find another work and I become an accountant. Very, very dull work and I was very boring on this. And I thought that is my fault and nothing happens ever. Nice to meet you, please. And nothing will happen further, and I will accountant till the end of my life. But then I decided to change somehow. I get my first master's. My first master's was in the Master of Public Administration, and I come from public administration. I worked for university, HIX Renepa. It's a university under the administration of president. And then I launched my career in the government, and everything was quite good. And I thought, okay, I still like here. I almost done everything, and everything is okay. But then everything is changing one more time. I understand that this career not will succeed me, and I don't like things they do, and I don't like things that happen. And I again decided to change my career, and I get my second master's. And my second master's, I think for now, this come here for here. And I think that it succeeded. And when I was about 30, I have 2 children. I made my second master's in the Master of Data Science, having only management and administration education. Was it hard? Yes, it was really hard. Was it achievable? Also, yes. Because I made my master's while my daughter was 6 months old. I started my master's, and I have full-time job as a data analyst in TSUULL, Uzbekistan. So yes, it's manageable. And yeah, please next slide. And maybe for now it's not so important for you because you're only starting your career, but in a few years you may understand that things you do are not so close to you and not driving you, and you understand that you somehow need to change. And the question you always face in such a time, if I change my career track, will I lose all I achieved before? And it was my concern. So I was a manager. I had a great post. I have a lot of money and I have a lot of everything. And I start entirely new career path. Am I lose everything? What do you think?
No.
No. Any other? But I suppose I lose everything. Actually.
Interesting.
Because you just started from the junior.
Oh.
You become a junior data analyst, junior data scientist. Previously, I have a department of 12 people under me, and then I become a junior near the interns. Seems like I lost everything.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning, from the girls and boys who was, I don't know, twice younger than me. just finished the university. But the key is this picture. So when you have your profession one, you have some soft skills, you have some hard skills. By the way, what's your future profession? Translator. What else? Interpreter.
And some of us would become a teacher, an English teacher.
An English teacher. Great. So you have hard skills and soft skills. Your hard skills is understanding of the language first. The structure of language, how to teach language, how to learn language, the structure of it, and so on and so far. And also you have some soft skills for this profession. For example, communication with people a lot. Some mentorship if you are going to become a teacher. If you are an interpreter, you are very catchy, you are understanding very fast the things you're going around, you are adapting very fast to what's going on, you are learning a lot.
Yeah.
So it's your soft skills. And the key that if you change in your career, your soft skills are still with you. So you will never lose your soft skills. It's your precious the box with jewelry that you will come through entire your life, your soft skills. The hard skills may change. For example, if for example you decided tomorrow to become a data scientist, you will pick some hard skills from your education. Yeah, for now. Understanding of language, understanding of structure of language, how to teach, how to learn. It's also here.
It's like experience from previous jobs, education.
Yes, yes. And then you just need to somehow enhance your hard skills needed for this entire profession. Some programming language, a bit of math, a bit of, I don't know, statistics, and so on, so far. And when you're changing your profession, you are not going down, you're going up because you have your previous experience. Previously, I talked with some girls who are now also changing their career, and they were HR. And they said, oh, our previous experience are now non-applicable for data scientists. No way, girls. Because, for example, there is a lot of systems trying to optimize the HR processes. And you are already understand the HR
process.
And you have more skills according to those who just know the data science.
It's like not visible, but you sometimes it can help you when you don't expect.
Yes, yes, it's your hidden power, for example.
Hidden power.
And also, by the way, while talking, I recall the history of my friend of mine. She was also she studied Roman German languages. And then after she got married, she came to Ireland and entered the university, Trinity College, for data science. Seems like nothing close in between. But all of you heard about ChatGPT.
Yes.
What is ChatGPT, by the way?
It's like artificial intelligence that can help you with anything.
Yeah. But what's the behind the scene? It's a language model.
Oh.
Yes, because it's language model that understands the language by the talking. How they answer so cool? Because they analyze not entire word, just word by word. We meet together for lecture. It don't pick we, don't pick meet, and so on so far. It makes token. For example, we meet together for lecture. And then it programming and made a model that understands the closer of these words, and then it learns during this. And understanding this, your future profession is the closest to data science for now, because the future of artificial intelligence now is LLM models. They are not only like the ChatGPT. For example, I met with some guys. Ifaria, that's a startup of guys who made Alisa. You all know Alisa. Yeah. And they made the LLM model in Uzbek language and speaking LLM model. And they made it for some banking, some Fintech, and so on so far. And then they made a dialogue with this LLM model. And actually, there's no difference with a human being. It understands a lot. It makes some quite good answers, understanding the client who talked with her. So understanding the language is the key for making these models. So your understanding of languages, understanding of structure of languages may help a lot in this linguistic LLM models. So you are very close to the DS, by the way. And in Uzbekistan, I know that it's very, very hard for now to make such models, because in Uzbek language there are a lot of some different transcription, different writing of the same words, and so on so far. And this the problem. I know some students in HANA trying to resolve, and there are a lot of investigation in this field. So if you're interested in, I highly recommend you to come in ML community. So they are now working on this problem. And your knowledge and your understanding of Uzbek language, and if you learn another language, I don't know, Russian, English, and so on so far, we help a lot guys to launch this project. So, actually, how can we start?
Next one.
What is data science in a nutshell? Yeah, how to understand what is it? Because every day you hear data science is the future. You see how these linguistic models are going better and better. For example, when I studied data science, just launched the first OpenAI, and it was quite good, but not so good. For now, frequently I talk with ChatGPT not only about my job. Sometimes I write, ChatGPT, I feel so sad. What do you recommend me to do? He said, oh, don't be sad. Just meet your friends, do something good for you. And it's quite frightening a bit because he answers so good. He understanding you so good. And if you have if you have pro subscription, it will cache all the information about you, by the way.
So I was going to ask, all of this information that is given by ChatGPT, is it based on your previous search, your previous preferences?
Mostly yes, and also it gets information from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from some all the matches that it can find of your ID and your, I don't know, surname, name, and so on and so forth. If you have pro subscription, you might try tell something about me, and it mostly tells about you from LinkedIn, mostly. But also from Facebook, some of your interests, some of your likes. Actually, we all have no idea how much information about us are in network now.
Yeah.
All of you, I don't know when. Me also, when you enter some website and it's like a huge paper and they say sign degree.
Yeah.
Have everybody once or twice read it before signing.
Like no.
No. Yeah, me also. I don't say it's normal, but nobody does it. Nobody does it. But mostly in these papers, you agree that all information you share might be used and might be collected and might be stored somewhere and then might be learned in some models. And also, my husband, he is a 3D artist and he works in game design and also he has some pet projects with design. And when just Midjourney launched, they are collecting pictures from all these sites, from Etsy, I don't know, some special platforms for designers. They were collecting all the pictures, human-made, and then made the models, for example, like Midjourney, that make some pictures. And in the community of artists, there were such a strike. They made blank white boxes instead of pictures and said no AI, because during the rules of these platforms, they agree to share their pictures. And by the way, the question, it's about, I don't know, law and AI. All you know, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
For example, if some model collect 100 of Mickey Mouse pictures and made one more Mickey Mouse pictures as a model, is it also Mickey Mouse, which has all the rights and the royalties and so on and so far, or it's another one?
I think we cannot differentiate it.
Yes, but according to the law and according to your understanding.
According to the law, I think not. No.
Yes, for now it's not, because if you use ChatGPT, all the information and all the stuff you get from it are your own. And by the way, I think it might be changed in some time. So if you want to, I don't know, start your landing with information from ChatGPT, start it now, because they may change the rules of this. And me personally use ChatGPT a lot. a lot in programming, in writing, in some inspiration, and so on and so forth. So, what is data science and what we are all talking about now? Yes, next slide. Actually, I meet now the situation that everybody are confusing about understanding what is data science and what is analytics, what is neural network. Let's discuss it and understand a bit. We have a huge cloud of makes artificial intelligence. And it's a kind of name of study, for example, biology, philosophy, I don't know, physics. Yes, and all of this artificial intelligence. In here are also some, I don't know, not programming, but also some structures of something, structure of plants, structure of uh, yeah, like this. It's the security, fire security, and it also might be as artificial intelligence because it have some sign that something happened, and then if else, and it's also the artificial intelligence. It's the field where decisions are made not by human but somehow. It might be made by some algorithm, might be made some triggers, might be made some physical triggers, and so on and so forth. And it's very huge field. And this huge field is made, yes, we have machine learning. Machine learning is the field where we have some algorithm. And very interesting for me that when I come for my clients or someone to talk about some project, they say, we want machine learning. We want AI, we want to optimize everything, we want AI. And when I talk with them, we come to understanding that about 80% of their needs might be made in Excel. So
Excel is also a very complicated app. It has a lot of functions, and formulas. Yeah.
Yes, and the idea that you may optimize in a very understandable structure. So you just need, for example, once I told, they said, we want to understand how our employees are involved in, I don't know, in working with the clients during the period of day. We want the artificial intelligence, we want the computer vision, we want some CCTV cameras to look our customers, to look our employees, and so on and so forth. And when we discussed, I said, guys, you just need to get the number of deals during the day by minutes and by some employees. And then you may just make a graph to understand in what time your employees have a lot of some deals, in what time there's no deals. And according to this, by the way, we understand that the employees had the lunch for 3 hours.
Oh,
because
it's a bit much.
Yes, because their graph looked like this. In the end of the day, a lot of deals. In 12 p.m., it's like this, and then
Until 3.
Until 3, it's nothing. And they try to say, no, it's kind of problem with our, I don't know, is your model something problem with you? And when we have the secret customer, we see that it's true. And it's also machine learning. If you collect some information and somehow understand and optimize it while some programming or some programming tools, even this Excel, it's also machine learning. And then we're coming for something interesting. It's our neural networks. So, what is neural networks? Just trying to guess.
Neural.
Neural networks is, I think, it's transmitting information from one neuron to another one.
Yes, exactly. Neural networks are made to somehow copy the work of human brain. So all these neural networks are based on the structure of brain working. And this is somehow, there were two paths of developing the data science, even in 80s, and one of them was algorithmization and another was a neural. And the neural now become very popular and it seems like it's more future prospecting than the algorithmization. So yes, neural networks trying to somehow copy the work of our brain. And another one is deep learning. it's some subdivision of neural networks. And also try to guess. You're guessing very good. What is deep learning? What is deep?
Is it based on our brain or just learning process?
Uh,
Can you clarify it?
Yes, you catch the thing that neural networks work like a brain. So it's kind of neurons and paths between them. And the idea of deep learning that you have some hidden layers and hidden links between these neurons. Because actually, even understanding our brain, we do not understand it clearly at all. How do these paths are building up? So, and first, when neural networks were launched, there was just straightforward. And then they're becoming to make some hidden layers to make the more thin connections and more deep links in between. For example, I may say when we started our models, they were very straightforward. For example, we wanted to understand some what clients will make some next step. And our models are made very, very straightforward decisions because they said some clients who have some long-term deposits are mostly to have long-term deposits in the future. Thank you, sir. We understand it by ourselves because they were straightforward. When we decided to work with some thinner, some deeper, and made more features to understand, more features about client, more features about terms, more features about outside, about the market, they become more sophisticated. So we come from very, very straightforward if else to the hidden layers that we do not understand. By the way, working with the neural networks means that you do not understand how these links are built up. So you just have some picture in here, you have some picture in there, and then hidden layers, and you cannot one more interpret it and somehow made it step by step. For this, for example, scoring models. They're used in banks. So scoring model is a decision while to give loan or not to give loan to the clients. And there are a lot of features, and then the system gives you back the probability of default of this client, while it gives you loan back or not, refund or not. And it's very interesting for us, for example, to use deep learning because we made more sophisticated decision, but it's forbidden by the regulator because no one can understand how it works. And for now, we use only machine learning for this decision because we know step by step interpret and understand what decisions were made. For example, if this client has salary, then this, yes. If this client have a previous default loan, then no, and so on so far, we may understand step by step. In neural networks, we do not. For example, sorry, ChatGPT we mentioned before, it's deep learning. So for now, we do not understand how it interprets, hi, nice to meet you, and he answers, yes, nice to meet you. It has a lot of links between the tokens, and it's studied a lot more and more. And by the way, while using ChatGPT, you help the community because you study, you learn and teach by your answers. And if you see there are some signs, nice or not nice, after your answer, do you use it?
No.
No?
Do you? I don't think so. But
You
you use GPT, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Never.
Most of us use yes.
No. It's really convenient and it's
But as I know, as
time
I
saving.
read from speak, but as I read from one article, deep learning is that, as I said before, in mirrors our information flows. Yes, flows to each other. As they communicate with each other, as they flow the information from one to another, it becomes deep learning. And I think in the future, if ChatGPT communicates with people, it will learn more about our views and it will become more complicated.
Sure. And also you just light up the problem of ChatGPT. It's a bias. Our models become biased because they taught by the information we gave them, and they have no another source of information. For example, if all of you use social media, some, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, so on and so forth.
It
Do you
also works with algorithm.
Yes, and they made your view very long because the algorithms made like similar to your information, similar, and it's like information bubble. But this thing I noticed by the Twitter, X for now, they made another strategy because they wanted their platform to be more discussable, to have more time spent in this platform. They made like this. You have information similar to you, and then the opposite one. And people start to argue, start to communicate, and spend more and more time on this. But it's also bias. It's information bubble. And what about biasing the data, biasing the models? Of course, they bias. And once I met with Tariq, he's futurologist, and he said that one of the most frightening things that now the future of AI depends on us and our understanding of life. And it's like a baby. When he born, he knows nothing, and he just like a tabula rasa, a blank sheet of paper. And while writing it, while communicating, while learning, he learns what we taught to them. And the same things with ChatGPT and also LLM models. Once I saw the article that shows the bias of ChatGPT. The prompt was show me the beautiful lady from very poor country. Kind of, but still. But all of these ladies was black. And then the prompt was show me the CEO, highly paid CEO of international companies. Some guesses who it was? Oh, the image of this. It was a man, by the way. All the prompts was a man, and it was like a blonde man and in the mid ages. So yes, the biases we have in our understanding of life now becoming the biases of LLMs and biases of neural networks, and it's kind of a bit frightening. And for now, I suppose that the development of some neural networks are starting to speed low because we do not understand what to deal with it and how to stop this bias and how to make these models to overcome this. So I like this station from Alice from Wonderland. Have you read it?
Yeah, I watched it.
You watched it. You read it. A very beautiful. I don't know. It's not fairy tale. It's like a philosophical tale, I suppose. And when you want to start something new, and for example, data science, seems like yes, you have to do this and this and this, and it's all some picturesque and it's very interesting. But the plan is very good, but there's no idea how to deal with it. What to start with? What first step we have to do? I don't know. The very good plan, but what have to do with this? There's no way to carry it out. But I want to share my experience how I started this. Sorry, it's some Russian language I translate. This QR code is for some library I made, and in this library, as we said, website, all the information you may need in your first steps. And by the way, I'm very happy that your English is good because I also studied data science in English, and I highly recommend for everybody study it in English because all of researchers, all of the huge centers, and all of the employee companies are English speaking. So you may use all this information, and also very often guys asking me what courses do you recommend, how to start, maybe start studying somewhere. I just recommend to start from this. There are a lot of resources and all of them are free. And I highly recommend to start from free resources. You just pick it, look a bit, understand what you like, what you don't like, and study this and understand what you can do with this. First of all, of course, in data science, you need math. Do you like math? Not actually. Yeah, I understand. You know, the idea. I all of entire my life, I thought that I just not math person. Then I understand that not that my English that my math teacher was not math person, because she taught us very bad math and we understand nothing. It was like blah 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 blah, integral, plus minus, I understand nothing. Oh my god, I want the literature, I want to read something interesting, not this all boring stuff. It was like this. But when I met good teachers of math, I understand that it's like a symphony. It's very understandable, very clear, very beautiful, and you see it's like music. And I highly recommend. I also made a link for this Han Academy. Have you ever met it?
We've heard.
You heard his name? Han Academy made by Han. I don't recall his name. He's from India, and now he in some huge university, MIT or something like that. And he made a project for guys to understand the math. And he's very clear for every step. And for example, if you have smaller brother or sisters, it's also the school program of math are explained there. So I totally recommend, just for fun, just for interesting. Probability theory. Sometimes you think that it's something very, I don't know, high above the sky and you will never meet. For example, in your life, do you meet with probability theory?
We can. I think, for example, nowadays this kind of information is spreading all over the world, and it's kind of that artificial intelligence can be free to our future, and it can be, of course.
Yes. And you meet math and probability theory, for example, every day. When you decided what to code today, you look at the window and say, will it be raining as yesterday or will it be sunny? It's kind of also probability. And you see that the sun is shining, it means the probability of rain is lower. And every step you make can be considered as a probability. For example, you come here today and think, okay, how many my mates will be today in the lecture? I know that we have some information spread, and yesterday I talked with my friend and she told she also come. Okay, it means the probability are higher. And if you just, I just pass by and I know nothing about this, the probability are low. So math helps us to understand our life and make a better decision. All the companies now are talking about data-driven decision. And it's kind of not gut feeling, but data-driven decision. By the way, why it's better to come a data-driven decision? Okay, so just fun fact. It's kind of there are two psychological effects: halo effect and hippo effect. Have you ever heard about this? Halo effect means that people who look smarter and who look fancy, we suppose them more clever than they might be. Halo effect is the core for the advertising the popular persons. for example, if Madonna wears this T-shirt, I also have to. This is one thing. And another thing is HIPPO effect. And HIPPO is for highly employed personal opinion. It means that if you are just starting your career and come for some meeting and you see very fancy old man or lady who tells, I think you have to do like this. Will you do like he recommend or she recommend? Mostly yes. Because you think that if this person have its post and it's highly paid and it's made a lot of steps before, he always made a good decision. I don't like this. I knew like this. I have a feeling like this. But the truth is that it's not happens all the time. They may go biased. They may go tired. They may just make some mistakes. And because of this, the data-driven culture, data-driven decision are implemented in the companies today. Because you just look at the figures and understand yes or not. And it's helped companies to eliminate this halo effect and HIPPO effect. That may affect a lot of money, by the way. Okay, so it's about math. I'm going to talk about math for hours because I'm come to math in some 30s, and only for now I understand how cool it is. For example, I suppose it's the same things with the classical literature. When you read classical literature in your high school, you think, oh my God, what is it? I understand nothing, it's so boring. Why do they do so strange things? Why are they so strange? Why can't they make a good decision like this? For example, I have such a feeling during Dostoevsky, during Tolstoy, when I read it in my high school. I understand them not at all. When I reread it in my late age, wow, they are cool guys. I understand them. They ask good questions. I understand them now. So I may talk about now for ages. Another point is programming languages. Who of you know some programming languages?
Python?
Yeah. You know Python, great. So maybe you may share with us how was your first step in Python and how you find this.
Okay, last year we learned Python, how to use it. And firstly, it was very difficult for us. We thought it's the most difficult thing in the world. We can never manage to deal with it. And after that, we dive into its knowledge, and we thought that it's easy one, and we can do it.
Great, yeah, totally the same. Because when I come to my first job in analytics, I know Python a bit, but I don't know SQL a lot, and not SQL at all. SQL is the language we use to connect to the database. And I first said, oh my God, I never manage it. I never succeed. It's so strange, so not understandable. The SQL, it's changing according to the database. For example, for Oracle database, you use TSQL. For Microsoft database, you use MSQL, so on and so forth. And I said, oh my God, it's so difficult. I know this. Not a problem. Just train day by day. By the way, in this link, I also have share some sites with code, Python tutor, SQL tutor. If you make just one simple task a day, in a month or in a half a year, you will just recognize yourself, how cool you become. Because the first step is always the difficult one. Oh, it's okay. So, and a few words about big data tools. I think that the first step, they are not so applicable. Hadoop, PySpark, Airflow, it's more specific ones, but I'll submit some links and you may just look through it. My experience tells that all these big data tools are learned during the job or during some projects.
By the way, according to the projects, according to the jobs, the question I also always ask how to get your first experience. Because there's a joke that all the companies need employee who are who are early 20s with a higher education, with a 5 years of experience and 3 languages, and we want to pay them $100 a week, on a month, and so on. Because everybody wants some experience. How to get the first experience before you launch your first job? First of all, it's internship. There are a lot of internships, and mostly I work with Fintech sphere, but I think in other spheres the situation is the same. So, for example, Yandex, I know, just come here and make its internship. So what is internship? You come and do some very, very simple stuff with other employees, with the other staff, and then you are just studying, and they see how fast you are studying, how fast you are learning, and then you may go to some entry positions. The second is a corporate training. Also, I may say about Fintech, because it's my sphere, TBC, Alif, Hamcor, Uzum, they all made its academies. I suppose in Instagram you may see some new approach, new groups, so on and so forth. Why do they do this? Because they need staff. And it's very hard to find people who already have all the skills they need. And they just learn you what they need in your future job. Because when I were in TBC, we launched this academy and we just made it by their day-by-day tasks. So I'm from my department, I was in commercial department, I say, I need A/B testing, I need product analysis, I need this. My mate was from risk department and he said, we need scoring, we need risk assessment, we need this, and we made special trainings just for our tasks. So it's also a very good way to start a career. Some training projects. For example, while you're learning, you can make your projects. Very simple one. My first project was a snake project. It's like this old game, the snake is coming from Tetris, I suppose. It was my first project, but it was my project. I made it on a GitHub. I gave a link because it's made by me. Then contributions. It was so obvious for me, but still it's very, very good opportunity for you to have your first experience. Also, I thought, what contribution can I make? What's contribution? You have some open source libraries or open source projects, and they gave all the documentation, all the code, and they need someone to help them. How you can help them? If you're just starting your coding or you're just starting your DS, you may deal with documentation. You know that one of the huge problems now for technical projects, it's not the code, it's not implementation, it's not the hardware, it's documentation. It's a problem I meet everywhere. No one has good documentation. No one can write in a human language what is going to be and what is going on in this code. And documentation, if you can help with documentation or even translation with documentation, it's your point, I suppose. It's also a good contribution in open source. For example, in Python, there are a lot of open source libraries. Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib. You just made translation, and you also may write into your CV that you contributed in this project. It's also useful for you because I suppose you have technical translation as a subject in your studies, and then also useful for community, also useful for your CV. So it's kind of a win-win situation, might be. Also competitions. In Tashkent, I think it's 100 competitions a year. Every week we see some hackathons, some one-day offers. I saw that Yandex are launching and some universities are making their own hackathons, some companies. You just can come there with your teammates and just pick a bit and understand what's going on. And it's also a good opportunity to meet with some companies to talk with them, because I often participate as a mentor, as a jury in this, and I consult the guys how to make it better, how to launch something better. So it's a very good way to also get your experience. And startup, by the way, in Uzbekistan, I see huge infrastructure of supporting startups, female startups a bit. Tumoris Tech, I mentioned them. I suppose they make a new launch for this autumn, winter, I think. So you may try to make your startup. By the way, it's easier than you think. For example, you may make a chatbot. You can make some application for Apple, for Android, using OpenAI, using some tools, pre-program tools. And it also might be your experience. It might be also in the sphere of language, by the way. So don't be afraid of launching a startup. If you fail, nobody cares. You just try it, and it's very cool that you try it. And I think that people who failed have more valuable experience that succeed from the first step. Because when you succeed at the first step, if you have a fall, everybody has falls, you will be more frightened than those who made a more difficult path. So, in this point, I think I want to thank you first, ladies and gentlemen, to come here. It was a great pleasure to meet you. And of course, I'm ready for questions. And if we have some discussion, you may ask everything, not about GS. Ask me about everything, even my child, even what you want to say. Know about me. I'm here for you. Please, guys. Thank you for coming.
Where do you come from?
Russia, Moscow.
Are you working with our university?
Lucia asked me to come. He's an old friend of mine. I suppose we met
in 2009.
Oh my God, you remember?
Oh, it's already 14
It was
years.
the summer of 2000.
Yeah. I just got married and we met in Moscow.
Yes, it was the training course of the Council of Europe.
Yeah, exactly. We lived for 2 weeks. July. It was July. We lived for 2 weeks.
It was Friendship University.
Yeah, and I was from Ekaterinburg, and you was from
You
Austria.
just come in.
Yeah.
Yes, from Austria.
Oh.
So it's about the path, how long the path might be to come in this point.
And we met here in Tashkent.
So how long you are here in Uzbekistan?
From 2022.
Ah,
Yeah. It's about 2.5 years.
so do you like it?
Yes, I like the people most.
Oh,
And I like the sun.
what about cuisine?
Yes, but I have to buy new clothes according to this cuisine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very tasty, but it affects. By the way, when I'm working from Georgian guys, the CEO of us, he come to me. I wanted to go to Georgia. He said, "Be very careful with Georgian water." I said, "What?" He said, "It's very strange, but when you wash your things, they become smaller and smaller in Georgia." I said, "Maybe it's khachapuri." No. Khachapuri cannot hurt you a lot. Just water. The key is water. Maybe it's water.
Yeah.
Not cuisine.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe
So,
we take a photo.
yeah,
Yeah.
we should take a